Hello guys, this is Flava. No, this is new Reddit story.
What's a basic skill you're shocked some adults still don't know? A grown man didn't know how to boil water, and it turned into the weirdest week of my life. So, this happened a couple of years ago, but it still pops into my head at the most random times. Every time I think about it, I go through this weird emotional roller coaster of secondhand embarrassment, disbelief, and, okay, a little guilt. You'll see why. Anyway, for context, I, 32F, live in a medium-sized city and work in a small tech company. Back then, I had just started a new position, and the company had this bizarre tradition of doing New Employee Buddy Week, where you spend a week shadowing a colleague, work stuff, coffee breaks, lunch, etc. It's supposed to build camaraderie. Mostly, it was awkward. My buddy was this guy named Ethan. Mid-30s, looked normal enough. Kind of the bro-ish, Patagonia vest-wearing, crypto-curious type. You know the kind. Seemed nice though, friendly, chill, talked a lot about his dog, a golden retriever named Snacks, which I'll admit is a solid dog name. Anyway, things were going fine until Thursday afternoon. We were in the office kitchen making tea, and I casually said, "Hey, can you put the kettle on while I grab some mugs?" Seemed like a low-effort ask. I turn around, open the cabinet, and then nothing. No click of the kettle. Just silence. I look over, and Ethan is just staring at the electric kettle like it personally insulted him. "You okay?" I ask. He glances at me, totally straight-faced, and goes, "How do you turn it on?" At first, I thought maybe the switch was being weird, so I walk over to show him. But then I notice, he's holding the kettle in his hand, full of water, and trying to figure out how to put it on the stove. "It's electric," I say. "You just set it on the base and flip the switch." "Oh," he says, like he just watched a magician pull a rabbit out of a hat. I didn't know kettles could be electric. Okay, weird, but not that weird, right? Maybe he just grew up using stovetop ones. I laugh it off, and we go on with the day. But that moment opened the floodgates. Later that day, we're talking about meal prepping, and I mentioned that I like to make hard-boiled eggs for the week. Ethan makes a face like I said I enjoy licking subway poles. "You boil eggs?" he says, horrified. "Yeah? You don't?" He shrugs. "Never learned how to boil water." I laugh, waiting for the punchline. It doesn't come. "Wait, you're serious?" He nods. He is serious. So now I'm like, how do you get to your 30s without knowing how to boil water? He says he's always just ordered food or used the microwave. Even for pasta, he'd buy those microwave cups that come pre-filled with dry noodles and powdered sauce. His freezer, he later told me, was mostly just frozen bagel bites and vodka. Here's where things got weirder. I'm telling this story at Friday happy hour, kind of as a haha, check out this ridiculous thing moment. People are laughing, some are horrified, and then someone, probably too many margaritas deep, says, "You should teach him." Like, actually teach him to cook something. It starts as a joke. Then someone goes, "No, seriously, it would be fun content for the company blog." Yes, we had a company blog. It was mostly cats on keyboards and posts about productivity hacks no one read. Before I know it, we've pitched it to our manager. Can we do a blog series called Teach Ethan to Cook? And somehow she loves the idea. So now, I'm committed. Saturday afternoon, Ethan shows up at my apartment with Snacks in tow, who immediately pees on my rug, holding a Trader Joe's bag with exactly 3 things inside: a loaf of sourdough, almond milk, and a box of cookie butter cereal. We were supposed to start with boiling water, but what happened over the next few days was something else. So yeah, the Teach Ethan to Cook saga began with boiling water. You'd think this would take 5 minutes, tops. You'd be wrong. We start with a pot. I ask him to fill it up about halfway from the sink. He does, then stands there, holding the pot like it's radioactive. "Now what?" he asks. "Put it on the stove." He carefully places it on the burner. I show him how to turn on the gas. Yes, I have a gas stove. Was that a mistake? Maybe. He yelps a little when it clicks, then crouches and watches the flame for a solid minute, like he expects it to do a backflip. We wait. 5 minutes pass. Nothing is happening, obviously, because the lid is off and he keeps lifting the pot to check. Why isn't it boiling? It takes time. How much time? Like 7 to 10 minutes? His face scrunches up like I just told him we had to wait for Jupiter to align with Saturn. That's so long just to make water hot. Okay, so patience isn't his thing. Finally, it starts to bubble. His eyes go wide. Is this boiling? No, that's simmering. How do you know the difference? Boiling is like chaos. Bubbles everywhere. Angry water. We wait a little longer. The pot goes full roiling boil. Boom, I say, pointing at it dramatically. Now it's boiling. He's visibly impressed. We high-five. One small step for mankind. Now here's the wild part. He loved it. Loved it. I've never seen a grown man that excited about hot water. He was like, okay, what else can we do with this power? So, next up, pasta. I give him a box of penne. He reads the directions like he's deciphering an ancient scroll. Add to boiling water. Cook for 11 minutes. Stir occasionally. He looks up. How do I stir occasionally? I don't know how to answer that. I say, just stir it sometimes. Not all the time. Like, every 30 seconds? No, that's too much. Every 5 minutes. Too little. We compromise on every 2 minutes. The pasta turns out fine. Slightly overcooked, but edible. He's ecstatic. He plates it like a chef on Top Chef and takes a photo for Instagram with the caption, "Made my own pasta." Yes, from a box. Still counts. Oh, it definitely counts. By Monday, the blog post is up. It's titled, Boiling Point. Ethan Learns to Cook, Part 1, and has a photo of him standing proudly next to a pot of spaghetti with snacks looking like he wants to die in the background. Shockingly, the post does numbers. Like, people actually comment. External traffic, even. HR is thrilled. Suddenly, I'm being asked if we can make it a series. Ethan agrees. He's on a high from his celebrity chef moment. He even says something horrifying like, maybe I'll start a food TikTok called Microwave to Master Chef. Week 2 rolls around. Lesson, eggs. Boiled, scrambled, and an omelet. Easy, right? Wrong. First, he doesn't know how to crack an egg without obliterating it. He smashes it like he's trying to punch through drywall. We go through 6 eggs before he figures out you don't need rage, just a little tap on the counter. He finally cracks one clean, looks up like a proud toddler, and shouts, "Did you see that?" I did. I clapped. Boiled eggs go fine. Scrambled? A little rubbery, but he adds cheese and calls it gourmet. The omelet, though, oh god. He tries to flip it whole with a spatula and ends up launching half of it into the sink. The rest collapses into a cheesy pile of goo. He calls it scrambled omelet fusion. But here's the thing. Despite all of it, he's into it. He starts texting me photos of stuff he's making on his own. Mostly toast and eggs, but he's proud. He tells me he saved a fortune not ordering Uber Eats every night. At one point, he sends me a text that says, "I bought olive oil. I feel like a real adult." Honestly, same. So after week 2, Ethan is basically high on culinary confidence. He's boiling things. He's scrambling things. He texts me, unironically, "I think my spatula is my spirit animal." We were supposed to end the blog series after 2 posts. But then Ethan, God bless him, gets ambitious. "I want to host a dinner party," he says. I laugh. Like, for real. Yeah, real people. Real food. No microwaves. He says it like he's declaring war. I ask, "You gonna cook everything yourself?" "Yeah." I ask, "Do you even own plates?" "I have paper ones. Close enough." He wants me to help him plan the menu. I suggest something super basic. Pasta, he's done it. Salad, no cooking. Garlic bread, hard to screw up. He adds chicken. I raise an eyebrow. "Are you sure you're ready for raw meat?" "I've been watching YouTube videos," he says, like that somehow makes him salmonella-proof. Whatever. He's determined. The guest list is small. Me, 2 co-workers, his neighbor Dave, who he weirdly refers to as his balcony buddy, and his sister, who looks vaguely terrified when she walks into his apartment and sees a bottle of olive oil on the counter like it's a fire hazard. Now, here's what happens, in order. The chicken, he forgets to thaw it. Tries to defrost in the microwave. Ends up cooking the edges while the middle is still frozen. I gently take it from him and toss it in the sink. We pivot to a vegetarian meal. The pasta, he boils it perfectly. Genuinely. Nailed the timing. I almost tear up. The salad, he tries to massage the kale because TikTok said it makes it better. He ends up pulverizing it with his fists. It looks like someone stepped on seaweed. Still eats it. The garlic bread, puts it in the oven and forgets about it. Smoke detector goes off. Snacks hides under the couch. We fan the smoke with pizza boxes until it stops. The vibe, surprisingly great. We eat on paper plates with mismatched forks. He serves boxed wine in mason jars. Everyone is laughing. He tells the chicken story like a stand-up routine. His sister whispers to me, I can't believe he cooked something without setting anything on actual fire. He even gives a little speech before dessert, store-bought cookies. I didn't know how to boil water 3 weeks ago. Now I'm a chef. Don't fact-check that. The blog post goes viral. Like, actual viral. Some cooking influencer reposts it with the caption, Men can grow. There is hope. People start emailing our company asking for more cooking tutorials. HR tries to pitch a branded YouTube series. It doesn't happen, thankfully. But here's the real kicker. 2 months later, Ethan actually invites me to his new apartment, with real plates, a used but functional Instant Pot, and drumroll, a spice rack. He makes me lentil soup. It's edible. Not amazing, but definitely soup. And on the way out, I see a sticky note on his fridge that says, Boiling water, step 1 of greatness. So yeah, that's the story of how I taught a 30-something adult man to boil water and accidentally kick-started his culinary era. It started as a joke, turned into a weird office blog thing, ended with a guy becoming a semi-competent home cook, learning how to use a colander and not burning his apartment down. What basic skill still shocks me that some adults don't know? Boiling water. But now, whenever someone tells me they can't cook, I just think of Ethan and his victory spaghetti. You can. You just haven't tried yet. Or, no one's handed you a pot and said, just wait for the chaos bubbles.